Today on Smacky's Garage, we're doing a video that one of you suggested. We're going to be adjusting the rear suspension of the Snowmobile. I've neglected to adjust it over the years, so we're going to go ahead and adjust it to make it right. So let's go ahead and jump into it. To adjust the suspension on the Snowmobile, it's really simple. We're going to go ahead and make it work for my weight. So I'm approximately 210, 215 pounds. This is definitely set up on the too light of side and it's not stiff enough right now. So we're going to have to go ahead and adjust that. Now the way that I'm going to show you to set this up, I believe is the same if you're running the 1+1 seat. So the seat that goes on the back here and you have a rider. So no matter what we do and how we're going to set this up, we're going to set it up so that it's at the same suspension travel. Okay, so before we go ahead and jump right into this, a little bit about the sled. So this is my 2007 Ski-Doo Renegade. It has probably just about 13,000 miles on it. I'm on my second engine. I have an entire video, a 3-part series that is dedicated to pulling this engine out, rebuilding it, and getting it back running again. I've had the sled for about 10 years now and it's been great. I've done a bunch of mods on it, a bunch of videos on it, so if you want to go ahead and check those out, go ahead and check those out. But as we're doing this project, we're going to be using the operator's manual, so go ahead and use that for your source of truth. So the first thing we're going to look at is the rear spring adjustable cams. And that's what we're going to be playing with and setting is going to be right there. So that's going to be one of our main adjustment points. The second thing we need to look at is the center spring. So there's a center spring, you can see it right there. On some models, there are going to be some adjustments on it that you can do. Now the stoppers on the sled and the eliminator straps, you can see there's 2 of them there. And those, you can play around with adjustments on those, but not for this. And then here you have the coupling blocks, which really are to help you set up for handling, but we're not going to be playing around with those. And then some sleds will have an adjustment up here, but mine does not. Okay, so the way that we're going to set this up is we're going to have the sled loaded exactly as we're going to ride it. Now this means if you have the 1+1 seat back here and you plan on riding with someone else, you should put the seat on and we're going to have to load up the sled the way that it is going to be loaded up when you're riding it. So I'm going to do the settings without this because it's going to be easier for me to set up just as one person versus having someone jump on the back here. And I'm not riding 2 up right now. So let's go ahead and check this out. Now the way that I'm setting this up is directly from the operator's manual and I'm following those instructions. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to lift this up so the suspension is at the highest point and put it down. So right there, that's where I'm going to leave it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure this point and then I'm going to load the sled up and then I'm going to measure this point again. And the target's going to be between 2 and 3 inches. And if I'm off, we're going to have to adjust it. All right, so with the tape measure, I'm just going to measure to the top of this because it'll be easier for me to do. And measuring to the top, I'm going to be just at 25¼ inches high. So now that I know that I'm at 25¼ I'm going to go ahead and get on the sled and see how it goes down. Okay, so I'm on the sled, it's fully compressed. I'm at about 21 inches now, so it has compressed a lot. So if I'm at 25¼ and I'm at 21 now, that is a 4-inch drop, or just over 4-inch drop. So it's definitely dropping more than it should. Now, if you were to go in here on your sled and take a look at this, it actually lays out what the settings should be and what we're going to be adjusting. Okay, so here you can see the settings I'm going for. So 200 to 230 pounds. I want my rear spring set to 3, so down here. And then the center spring, I want it set to position 2. So for this, we're going to go ahead and rotate it so that it's at the right spot. Okay, so now that I'm here, it says to do this in the clockwise direction. So I have a 26mm here, and I'm going to twist this so that that spring setting has changed. Let's see. So one note on these, you never want to slam it down. So just to go smoothly on them, you do clockwise on this side to add more preload, counterclockwise to do less preload. Try to not slam it down. And same thing on the other side. But for my final setting, I'm ending up at 4 on both sides. You can see the center spring settings here. And the easiest way to get this done is going to be to take it all the way to the bottom. So position 1, and then count up exactly where you need to be able to make this work. and to use the tool to get there. All right, now when we're doing the center spring down here, you essentially need these tools to be able to grab on and twist. So for this, you can see the center spring is there and how to set it. Now to do that, we're gonna go ahead and essentially stick this in one of these holes, and then we're gonna go ahead and twist until we get to the right setting. So here's a shock that we're gonna adjust the setting on. So it says I wanna be on setting 3. So you can use a tool like this to go ahead in here and twist it to the right setting. Now what I'd recommend is go all the way to one side and then count going back, because you really wanna know exactly the position you're in. So right now, I believe I'm in position 2. So one more up would be 3. Okay, I'm in position 3 now. Now I did note while I was doing this, it's actually better while I'm in position 4 down here on these. It actually seems to be much better. And if you're looking for the tools to do this project, I'll link these in the description below. I've had really good success with them. It comes with an entire kit, but this is specifically the one that you want. Okay, then after you're done, we're gonna go ahead and check this again. And when I see people do it on the Ski-Doo site or on the Ski-Doo's page, they do it here as well. So let's say if this is 23 right here, then I go on. We're now at, let's call it 21, 20 and a half, 21 to the bottom. So getting a lot closer. So to get my optimal setting to get close to 2 to 3 inches, I'm actually running a 4 on the rear spring and then a 4 on the center spring. So obviously my rear suspension is a little bit more worn out than it probably should be. Okay, well that is it. The sled's ready to go. The suspension is more dialed in. And one of the things I noticed while doing this is it definitely isn't as straightforward as hit this setting if you're this weight. Over the years, these sleds, they do start wearing down. So the suspension on mine's probably a little bit more worn out than it should be. So with that, I've adjusted it to the point where I'm getting around 2 to 3 inches, but I'm still noticing I'm not exactly where I need to be on the chart. And what that means is my suspension is probably starting to get a little bit worn out. So I guess that's a project for next year. Thank you for tuning in to Smackey's Garage this week. Hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you next time.